going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 24 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we got predictions for Week 9 of Team of the Week in MUT 24. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you like it, if it helps you out, make sure to go ahead and click that thumbs up button. Shows a lot of support on the channel, helps the videos get noticed. Also, if you're brand new here, you're searching on YouTube for MUT 24 content, whether it's how to make coins, how to get free players, how to build your Ultimate Team, you found the right channel for everything. Stay a while, click that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on as well so you guys are alerted when we drop additional videos. Let's get right on into it. So if you guys are unfamiliar with the content when it comes to Team of the Week, this is going to drop tomorrow being Wednesday at about 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, and in the morning on GMM tomorrow morning we are going to see the reveals for these cards, so we will put out a video once they have all been revealed. Let's talk about the format, because we're going to see a +1 in OVR, so we're going to see 91 overall champions. Remember, we get a offensive and defensive player of the week, and then 2 LTDs, one of them being a player who had a good Week 9 performance in this season, and then another one who had a good Week 9 performance in a prior season. Along with the champions going to 91s, we should see the heroes go to 88s, and then have lower overall cards that I believe would be 82 and 84 OVR cards. Let's go over our predictions, and this has to be the lock of the week, the Century, the Galaxy, which saying that made absolute no sense, but who cares? It's CJ Stroud. So he had in week number 9, 470 passing yards and 5 touchdown passes, and he was also on my bench in fantasy football, but that's okay. I got the win anyway. The only way I don't see them giving him a card is if they already have him planned for future content, which certainly could be a possibility. He's been balling pretty much all season. I did not think he would be a good NFL quarterback. I was 100% wrong on this guy. He's been playing very, very well. So I think he ends up being either the LTD or the offensive champion and getting that 91 OVR card. But of course, we will find out. And they'll also do teasers on Twitter tonight, so we may see him revealed at that point as well. At running back, we got 2 options, and they're both on the same team, and one is all but confirmed. The first is going to be Keaton Mitchell. So Ravens running back, 9 carries, 138 yards on the ground, and 1 touchdown. The Ravens absolutely demolished the Seattle Seahawks. So Keaton Mitchell had the better overall game, right? But we also have Gus Edwards, who only had 52 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, but it's basically been confirmed on Good Morning Football this morning, which is the show on NFL Network, that Gus Edwards will be the Angry Runs player. So he's going to be getting a 91 overall, which means I don't think that Keaton Mitchell actually is going to get a card, unless they're going to give us 2 different Ravens running backs in the same content drop. I don't see that happening, but it is certainly a possibility. And this will actually be Gus Edwards' 4th card of the year. He's got a Team of the Week, he had another promo card in his core elite, so now with this Angry Run cards, 4 cards on the year, and we're only in early November. Now at wide receiver and tight end, I have 3 Houston Texans players for you. So CJ Stroud, he threw those 5 touchdown passes, but like everybody on the Texans offense, got a ton of yards as well. So we start with Noah Brown, 6 catches, 153 yards, and 1 touchdown. And then we have Texans legend Dalton Schultz, who had 10 catches for 130 yards and 1 touchdown. And then finally, a guy who's already received a Team of the Week card this year, Tank Dell. He had 6 catches for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. Being that CJ Stroud seems super likely to get a card, I don't know if any of those Texans players are going to get a Team of the Week, because then we'll kind of be overloaded on one team, and I know you guys love to complain about that. If your favorite team doesn't get a card, the promo's an automatic L. So I think the wide receiver that we get, and potentially the either offensive player of the week or the LTD, whatever they give CJ Stroud, they're going to give this guy the opposite of, but should get a 91 OVR card, is going to be Amari Cooper, Cleveland Browns, Raiders legend. He had a very good Week 9 as well, 5 catches, 139 yards, and 1 touchdown. I'm telling you, man, the Browns look pretty good this year. Could be a tough team to beat in the playoffs, assuming that they can get offensive production and Deshaun Watson stays healthy, because that defense is really, really good, and I don't think they're getting enough credit. Speaking of defense, and speaking of not getting enough credit, Maxx Crosby. This might be my favorite player in the NFL who does not play for the Eagles. Every time I see this guy on TV, every time the Raiders have a national TV game, he just puts so much pressure on the quarterback, on the opposing offense, It's ridiculous. He deserves an upgrade, and he had 8 total tackles in week 9 and 3 sacks. Still has that 86 overall core elite. I thought he'd probably get a most feared card. He still could be planned for future content, of course, but I think after this performance, he pretty much had a lot of separation from all of the other defensive players in week 9, excluding maybe one, which we'll talk about in a moment, to earn a 91 OVR Team of the Week card for week 9. Next up, we have Joey Bosa, who had a good Monday Night Football performance, and you know EA is very they don't award Monday Night Football performances often, and being that he's kind of similar to Maxx Crosby as far as a pass rusher, and you know similar in OVR with their core elites, I don't know if he's going to get a card. But Joey Bosa last night, 2.5 sacks, 6 total tackles, and he did force a fumble as well. Now I don't think this is the correct picture. I looked up Byron Young on the catalog in the game, and there were 2 players with the same card art, but I know the guy for the Raiders, who's Maxx Crosby's teammate, he actually had a good game as well. I don't know if maybe he gets snubbed because Crosby gets a card or vice versa, but he had 2 sacks, 10 total tackles, and 1 forced fumble in week 9 as the Giants got absolutely blitzed by the Raiders. I think the score was 30-something to 6. I didn't watch a ton of football on Sunday because I was at the Eagles game, so forgive me. A lot of this I was really just looking up stats and going off of what you guys said on Twitter. Kenny Moore has to be a lock for a card, right? 2 interceptions, both of them returned for touchdowns, and he's still sitting there with his core elite card. So cornerback, 5'9", I don't know how good the card would be, but if they don't give Maxx Crosby that player of the week on defense or a LTD, I think Kenny Moore would be the next likely to get a 91 OVR based off of that performance. And then the final one here for this week, or this year in week 9, is going to be Paulson Adobo, and I definitely probably most likely butchered that name, so my apologies if I did, but this guy's got a core gold, 6'1", so that's always good to see those physical attributes on players who are likely going to get an upgrade in MUT. 7 total tackles, 1 forced fumble, and 2 interceptions. Seems likely that he's going to get a card, but it might be one of those lower overall elites or potentially the 88 OVR. Now, let's go ahead and talk about LTDs. Remember, there's going to be one who gets a player card based off of a performance in this season, week 9 of this year, but also an active player in the NFL who had a good week 9 in a prior year. And we got a few of them for you. I know Bengals fans are dying for a Joe Burrow upgrade and also a Joe Mixon upgrade. Maybe you get it this week because back in 2022, Joe Mixon, 153 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns. That's a lot of touchdowns in one game. Of course, we're going to get that 91 overall Gus Edwards. So do they give us another 91 OVR running back with Ricky Williams coming up on Thursday and Kenneth Walker yesterday? I think Joe Mixon gets snubbed, but we got to mention that performance from last year. Speaking of snubs, Jeffrey Simmons, I thought he should have gotten a Team of the Week card last week. He did not. Well, back in 2021, he had 3 sacks in one game. Now, that's kind of similar to what we're going to see with Maxx Crosby, and they might not want to kind of repeat or duplicate player types or positions. So Jeffrey Simmons could end up getting snubbed again. Same thing with TJ Watt. I don't think they waste him on a Team of the Week promo. They're going to save him for a bigger, better promo. But I know each and every week Steelers fans are wanting a TJ Watt upgrade, rightfully so. But back in 2021, TJ Watt also had 3 sacks in one game. We're going to go back to the 2020 season. I feel like Dalvin Cook's been on my prediction list a few times now here for prior performances because he's not doing too much with the Jets. He can't really get the ball often this year. But back in 2020, Dalvin Cook, 206 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And then in 2019, we got 2 options here for you. Tyler Lockett, who always gets Team of the Week cards, it feels like, each and every year. In 2019, he had 13 catches for 152 yards and 2 touchdowns. And here you go, Steelers fans. I got you again, Dolphins fans as well. Back in 2019, Minkah Fitzpatrick, 1 interception and 1 touchdown in one game. So those are my predictions for the LTDs based off of a prior performance. And those are my predictions for all of Week 9 Team of the Week. Look what we did, guys. We got through an entire video without putting one Eagle player in the prediction. So all of you that cry and complain about it in the comment section, hopefully you're happy about that. Just to be petty, next week, even though the Eagles have a bye, I'm going to put an Eagle player in the predictions just to make you mad. Thank you guys for watching the video. My name is Popular Stranger, and I'm out. Peace.